Dory with Free State Nutrition, and just wanted to talk kind of quickly about just one little topic that's very relevant to what I'm doing today. I'm on vacation still, and I'm at the beach, hence the swim shirt, um, which is total aside here, but for people like me who are really concerned about the sun, save on sunscreen and not have to worry about asking people to put sunscreen on your back and reapplying and all that, wear a swim shirt. So anyway, that's a total side note. I just wanted to talk about what it's like to try to continue your intuitive eating practice when you're in a group setting. And it could just be like out to dinner with friends or family, or like where I am today. I'm in a big house with extended family, and so there's a lot of us, and meals are pretty, I don't want to say hectic, but they can be. A lot of people around, a lot of distraction. Maybe there might not be enough seats even. You have to like sit in a strange place. Some people end up standing up to eat. And so like doing your usual intuitive eating stuff can be tricky. And so you might, find it hard. You might end up, sometimes you end up overeating. Maybe there's alcohol involved with the meal or even before the meal, and that kind of hinders the ability to listen to your body's cues, right? But also just having lots of people around makes it hard to, to really pay attention and listen, eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're full, even getting the satisfaction out of your food, doing all that sort of stuff becomes really hard. So if you're with me, these are just some things you can think about doing. One simple thing is, assessing your hunger. Obviously, when you're, with a big group, you're not always able to, be the one to say like, I'm not ready to eat right now. Like, well, if this is when everyone's eating, that's when you have to eat. But what you could do is at least like check in and say like, well, how hungry am I? Before you even get started, like make a note to check in with yourself, assess your hunger level, so that you can, make a wise decision about how much food you put on your plate. Because most of us, when you put the food on your plate, you eat it, right? You don't stop and check in and do all that stuff that would be great. That would be ideal. Most of the time, especially in a setting where there's lots of distraction, you don't do that. You simply eat the amount of food that's on your plate. Then you might say, oh, am I hungry for more food? But, the amount that's there is pretty much a guarantee. So the important thing, the best approach is to be wise about what you put on your plate to start with, right? So how hungry am I? How much food do I feel like eating right now? Because just because everyone's eating doesn't mean you have to eat a whole meal's worth of food. You might just grab a little bit because you're only a little bit hungry. And then maybe later you're going to have to, find a way to eat, something else if you get hungry again. But it doesn't work to like overeat now so you're not hungry later. Like, in a way, it sounds like that might make sense, but it doesn't. Like you're still going to get hungry later, no matter what. So it doesn't, you have nothing to gain by overeating intentionally to avoid hunger later. So you do want to try to, figure out how hungry am I, and then, try to match up the amount of food on your plate with how much you think you want to eat. And that way you've sort of taken the, the sort of the mindfulness out. Like, you're not going to like sit there and mindfully eat. So, to plan for it. So just put the food there that you think you want, or maybe err on the side of a little bit less, and then maybe you'll eat more. If you have a chance to sort of check in. If you are drinking alcohol, I do think, it dulls your senses, right? So you're not likely to, get a good sense of how full you are, or you might not feel that fullness. Sorry, I'm just shaking the computer here. So you might not feel the fullness. So you kind of have to override a little bit. So it's a little bit different than what you would typically think of as, oh, I should eat intuitively. So that means I should check in with my hunger and fullness and how am I feeling. When you're drinking, that may not be the right choice. You may not get full. So you might have to sort of look and say, well, this is how much I usually eat. This is usually plenty of food. So maybe I should stop. Like, let me wait. And, if I'm really hungry later, I'll get more food. But I'm going to stop because I think like my brain is telling me it's probably enough, but maybe the message is not getting through. So I'm just going to stop to be proactive so I don't end up overeating. And really the point isn't to like limit yourself so that you don't eat too many calories or anything like that. That's not the idea. The idea is merely like, I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to overeat and be stuffed and feel yucky. Or like, eat so much that then there's no room for dessert. Like, gosh, what if everyone's going out for ice cream and you're too full? Like, you really want to eat ice cream, but you're too full? Bummer, man. Like, I would, much rather eat to comfortably full and then enjoy some ice cream than like accidentally eat too much food at dinner and then not be able to eat it. Or still eat ice cream, not enjoy it as much, and then be really stuffed. Like, yeah, that's not a good situation. So the point is not, right, to limit your calories or worry about weight gain or whatever on vacation or when you're out. That's not the goal. The goal is simply like, I want to be comfortable and I don't want to, feel sluggish or end up with like stomach upset. Sometimes that happens when you eat too much food. So that's really all I had to say today. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching.